insurance broker.
That's what I'm asking. Who is your insurance broker?
And I'm telling you, my insurance broker is my insurance broker. That's their name, my insurance broker.
Personal or commercial, home or auto, big or small, give MIB a call.
Oh, my insurance broker. Should have said that in the first place.
Proudly partnered with the Hamilton Tiger Cats. Call us at 905-578-0000. That's 905-578-0000. Or go to myinsurancebroker.com.
Whether you're a weekend warrior, DIYer, or lawn care enthusiast, Greenworks Tools has got you covered for all your outdoor power equipment needs. These lightweight, ergonomic tools are battery operated with a quick start system, which means no fuel and no fumes. Greenworks offers a full line of products that allow you to tackle any chore without runtime anxiety, urban, suburban, or rural. Greenworks has got you covered. Pick up your Greenworks tools today at Costco, Canadian Tire, Walmart, Rona, or by visiting greenworkstools.com.
Attention all Tiger Cat fans. Are you ready for some big adventures? Then grab a bag of Big Chief, the official meat snack of the Hamilton Tiger Cats. Made with 100% Canadian beef, Big Chief is an excellent source of protein that will help keep you fueled throughout your day. Big Chief is perfect for all your game day cravings with its big taste and tender bite. So next time you head to the stadium or hit the road, pack some Big Chief. Made by Canadians for Canadians. Get your bag today. Big taste for all your big adventures.
From the Ticats Audio Network, this is Speaking with the Enemy.
It is a steamer on what could be called the most important game of the year here at Tim Hortons Field. The old rivals, the QEW rivalry, is alive and well. The Argonauts coming down the road to meet the Tiger Cats in what could be a big, we're hoping it to be a classic. Folks, you are listening to Tiger Cats pregame presented by Greenworks on the Tiger Cats Audio Network, and time for us to be speaking with the enemy as presented by Red Tag. Folks, say goodbye to sky-high rates and hello to 0% interest with redtag.ca's exclusive sail into paradise offer. For a limited time, you can book your dream cruise now and pay monthly interest-free on approved credit. Visit redtag.ca for details. Hurry, because the offer ends on September the 10th. Yes, this is truly a Speaking with the Enemy as presented by Red Tag, as we like to bring him in from TSN and, of course, the Argonauts. We bring in Mike Hogan, and yes, we must put aside our differences for a moment.
It's Labor Day. Screw you.
And this is why we love you so much, and we're so happy to have you there, Mike. I'll put it aside for a little bit. Boy, I gotta give credit where credit is due. Right now, the Toronto Argonauts are in some type of they're in a great mood right now, and everything seems to be going right.
Yeah, which is nice for a change. It seems that even when an Argo team wins a Grey Cup, it's like 500 going in. You know, this is back to the Flutie era in terms of, you know, one-loss record at the beginning of the season. I don't know if it's that dynamic a team. Obviously, those were two pretty special ball clubs, but if it ain't broke, don't break it. And right now, everything seems to be going well.
I saw Deontay Knight down there, and he was talking about, even on film, you can see the stadium.
Had to get the Western guy in there, didn't you? Had to get the Western guy.
You can see, even on film, the stadium kind of growing week by week with attendance as for the home games as the season goes on. Have you felt that the energy shift in the community so far this season?
They're bigger crowds. If you go game to game, last year our fourth game was a Saturday night game at Tim Hortons Field against the Ticats. So you get a little bit of a boost, obviously, from fans coming down from here. And the crowd was, I think it was 11,500. And for game 4 this year, last week, we had 18,000. We've been up by, I think, at least 2,000 or 3,000 every home game. It's a younger demo now. It kind of drives me nuts when I hear, MLSE doesn't market. Our marketing dollars are going into the youth, so we can get flag football players, high school players, rep players, trying to turn them onto the CFL brand as opposed to, the guys down the street where they're inundated with NFL stuff all the time. So we want to provide an option. If they come out to a game, our guys are scoring like 40 points a game at home this year. It's crazy. So they hear the cannon shoot off a lot. The home team has won every game. So, I mean, if you're trying to indoctrinate somebody into the CFL, it's not a bad way to do it.
Well, just coming into the stadium today, you saw a lot of blue. Of course, a lot of Ticat fans as well. Like, there's thousands of people everywhere. But a lot of that youth you spoke of are out there representing their blue. So that's great to see for the CFL as well. Let's get right to the big deal, the big news here. Chad Kelly signs the record deal, 3 years with the Argonauts. What effect does that have on the team?
It's great. I mean, he's. There was a lot of questions when he came in with the baggage that he had as a kid. I asked Chad right now, when you're 29 now, we did a fairly lengthy interview before the season. I said, are you even remotely close to the 21-year-old Chad Kelly? He was like, God. Because he was an immature kid. Some of us didn't mature until they were 45, right? If that. But he gets it now, and he's first guy in, last guy to leave. He's a football junkie. He's doing all the right things, and he's in the community. He goes to Launchpad, which works with underprivileged kids. He's there all the time. He's the real deal off the field and on the field. I think, like, unless you're playing, like today, you guys hate Chad Kelly, right? And usually you do because of the rivalry. But if you're a fan of another team in the CFL, for me it was like watching Nathan Rourke, right? Last year. I have no affinity for the Lions. I don't like them. I don't dislike them. But he was good for our league. Chad Kelly's good for our league. So, I mean, you guys want him to lose every week. But, if the game is 42-41 and the fans are entertained and Kelly is Kelly, I think that's great for the league.
Can I say the one thing that I thought in his press conference really impressed me? And it was such a little thing. This is my home.
Yeah.
I found that really, like, wow. Like, I mean, we've talked about this all the time, guys looking to go to other leagues.
Yeah.
And he said, this is my home.
Yeah, the window is there, obviously. If some team comes after him in the offseason, would let him go to that. But he's having a blast. He's playing again. He said in the scrum after he signed, I forget what it was, but he said, I haven't had this much fun since I was playing youth football in Buffalo for whatever team, some island that he was playing. Grand Island. He said, I haven't had this much fun since I played Grand Island. He's having a blast, and it shows. I mean, they're putting up points. He's been really good with the deep, he's been great with the deep ball. And if the Argos were 8-1 right now, going back to the attendance question, and we were winning every game 12-9, I don't think you're going to get the excitement in the crowd as you are when, every game that Chad Kelly has started and finished, the Argos have scored at least 31 points.
Wow. Well, you can see that fun translating through the television screen, and it is radiating across the league, which is great. And but maybe it stops today, at least for
Stop
a
it.
little
Bite
bit.
your tongue.
60 minutes. That's all we're asking for.
So, what, other than Chad Kelly, what has made this team so special so far, leading up halfway point in the season?
Offensive line's been dynamite. It's been so good. They've allowed 10 sacks this year. I think the next closest is like 20 or low 20s. The defensive line has been phenomenal. I think right now they're plus 22 in sacks. That's crazy.
That is nuts.
It's the line play. And we don't talk enough about line play in football. We just don't. It's not a sexy position. But that's where they've been dominant. The secondary has been good. It's been bend, don't break. The receiving core has been great. AJ Ouellette's a blast to watch. The kicking game has been great. Here's a weird stat for you guys. How's this? We're at the midway point of the season. Opponents have not missed a field goal against the Argos this year, and the Argos BD's only missed one. They're 28 for 29 this year so far in field goal kicking. That's crazy. 13 opponents are 13 for 13 this year.
Well, you're gonna spoil one of my Carstar 3 keys.
Oh, okay. I was just thinking about this.
But yeah, I mean, the offensive line is a huge aspect, and I completely agree with you. And that sack figure, that it's complementary, right? It's not just the offensive line. It's the running back protection. It's the quarterback being able to move around or get the ball in his hands.
Love to block, and you know how underrated that is.
Right.
Everybody talks about the catches and the touchdowns. Nobody talks about what good blockers they are. These guys love it.
Yeah.
Because they see the result when AJ turns the corner and their guy's kicked out, and a 2-yard gain becomes a 9-yard gain. They love that. They live by that.
Yeah, so it certainly takes all 12 players to prevent sacks. Receivers might need to read read blitzes and adjust their routes or just look for the ball, and they've done a great job. But that defensive line, I mean, you and I, we know some of these names here, but they're not the big stars that the CFL has had for years and years. And can you just talk a little bit about that D-line?
The two guys that the Argos targeted in free agency, they got them both. They were the first two guys to sign on February 14th, and one was Flo Rimolade. The other is Darius Pickett. Arimalade's crazy good. He kind of got lost in Calgary last year because Lemon was getting all the sacks. Jameer Thurman was so good in the middle. Rose was just a beast in the middle as well on the D-line. And then there's that, shortish guy with the gigantic thighs who just would pressure the quarterback, not quite get there, but this year he's getting there. He's got 8 already. He had 6 last year as a career high. He's the highest paid defensive lineman in the league, and he's showing why. He's been just phenomenal.
What a find for that management staff. A pretty solid front seven on that Argonaut squad. Argonauts watching the Ticats do what they did in BC last week. What do you think they're prepping for today, or what do you think they're most concerned with to be successful?
I think from an Argo perspective, Butler is the key. He had a hell of a game last time these two teams played, and not only running the football but catching those swing passes. And the Argos have worked pretty hard in the last few weeks because that was one way they were getting to them, were screens and the little quick outs. And I would guess that slowing down Butler would be what they focused on for the most part. And, let's challenge the kid to see if he can beat us. And Powell's capable of doing that, but it becomes much, much tougher if they can't establish a running game.
What was the mood like on the bus ride down to Hamilton? I know, obviously, you don't have to ignite the rivalry for the Tiger Cat side. It's been talked about and pontificated all week. Do the Argos feel the same way when they come here?
Business trip. That's the one thing that's maybe impressed me the most off the field about this group is they're not messing around. Like 1-0 each week is not just words. They're thinking about this game. They're not thinking about Montreal next week, although that might be tempting. They are absolutely dialed in. They're business-like at practice. There's no goofing around. During downtimes, guys have iPads out. Like it's a serious group, and that's who they are. They came here. It's a business trip. It's not come down and let's have fun with the crowd.
One last one here for you, and I would be amiss because I haven't seen you since. A word on Rich Stubler.
Oh, man. Stubes was an interesting guy. He just was. He thought about football differently. He thought about life differently. That 2004 secondary is as good a group from top to bottom, playing that match coverage, which isn't easy. And then you've got O'Shea and Ivan underneath at linebacker with Steinauer and Younger, and the list goes on. They were so good back there. I just think about Rich Stubler and when he took over as head coach playing bat ball at the end of it was just different, and he's going to be missed. He meant a lot to Canadian football.
Yeah, he meant a lot to the players too, I think.
Yeah.
He really did.
Sad loss.
Mike Hogan, thank you so much. Again, this has been Speaking with the Enemy, presented by Red Tag. Again, it's going to be 60 minutes of football on Labor Day here at Iverwood Stadium. I think we're anticipating a real good football game.
It should be. It's Labor Day. Expect the unexpected.